Alright, welcome to this week's vlog. Hi! Alright, so I have just finished watching The Storied Life of A.J. Vickery, and I have to say that the movie is just like the book, right? Which I'm super happy about. I think it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend like the movie as well. And I don't know. It was just like an A+. 5 stars for me on both accounts, and I'm really happy that I ended up watching it and reading the book. The movie is only about like an hour and a half, or 45 minutes, which isn't so bad. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to give it in that it's pretty much like the book. Maya isn't really in it, but you know, right? That, what do you expect? Children authors, it's more about AJ himself, and of course, it wouldn't be a Gabrielle Zevin book if, you know, if all worked out and perfect, but thumbs up for me. I hope that everybody goes and watches it, or at least reads the book, because honestly, it's not that big of a read. I haven't started reading a book yet today, but I do plan to by the end of the day. I just wanted to, you know, if you're ever looking for, like, you know, a good day, right? The Storied Life of A.J. Vickery is, or Vickery. Not Vickery. I don't know why I keep saying that. You know, it's highly recommended. Alright. Thumbs up. Alright, catch you next time. Bye. Alrighty, so today's reading Dippit is that the word bookworm originated from insects who lived in and ate bindings of books. Ooh. Alright, and so I've read the first 100 pages of the Little Bookshop on the Seine, and yeah, it's pretty cute, right? I like it. I think I'm happy that I picked it up and I've started reading it. That I'm hoping that, and it's just like about this like little bookseller, I forget, she lives in the States somewhere, but she's like friends or pen pals with this woman who lives in Seine, like in France, and like, or I guess Paris, and you know, as a quick little holiday they decide to exchange bookstores, and her friend promises that she'll be able to turn around her business, turn around sales of her bookstore, and she'll be able to, you know, like once they come back after the summer, that she'll come back to a booming business just like hers, right? And so when our friend, her, the main character, goes to Paris, she's just taken away by like everything. She's like never traveled, she's never been anywhere, and she goes to her friend Sarah's like bookshop, and she's just like baffled by like how busy it is, and how like the staff like come and go as they please, like they don't really have any kind of structure or like schedule, and that's more of a suggestion than anything else, and that's just kind of it, and that's like super cute, right? And so that's what I think about that. And then, as you can see, I've knitted more of my scarf here, and yes, I know we do realize at the ends, because I knit so tightly, that it is curling in on itself, but I do plan to put a little border on it, and so that hopefully it'll fix it. Usually does, right? But silly me. So I have this much yarn left, right, which doesn't really seem like a lot, but for some reason I thought I could do it all this weekend, and you know, my wrist wouldn't hurt at all. I would just be able to, you know, but as long as it's done by the end of the weekend, next weekend, it'll be fine. That's it. That's all I really need to do, right? And it's like a decent length right now, right? You know, because I've got it folded it on itself, right? It's not terribly, I mean, because I do got more to kind of do. It'll be like a decent length, because I'm going to make it like an infinity one, and I just want it to go around my neck twice, so hopefully we'll be able to do that, right? I don't know. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It'll be fine. It'll look great. Yeah. So that was just kind of my day yesterday. A lot of knitting, a little bit of reading, but overall, super awesome. I enjoyed it, right? And I'm super happy with daylight savings, because look how bright it is outside right now. It's great. I mean, when I leave work, it'll be dark, but, you know, gotta pick and choose your battles, really, right? It is, after all, November, right? But anyways, thumbs up to everybody. Hopefully everybody has a great and wonderful day, and we'll catch up with you soon. Alright, bye! Alright, so today's reading tidbit is that the word bestseller for books was first used in Fools of Nature by Alice Brown in 1889. Isn't that something? Right? So I was only able to read like a chapter yesterday of Little Bookshop on the Seine because I got busy and distracted and had other things I needed to do, and I also did a little bit of knitting. But tonight, as I have the night off, which is very rare for somebody like me, super busy, that I plan to I do plan to read and I want to read, right? But I plan to try to finish knitting my scarf and putting like a border around it. I am going to make this it was in a unity, no, infinity scarf, so that way I have to like stitch it together and then put a border around it. Like I don't necessarily like want to get it to the point where like I don't care if like I get the entire border like done on it. Like the main thing that I care about it is just getting the main knitting portion of it done. That's all I really care about, right? But with this all together, and if I do have some time left, well, I will spend some time reading because that's what you have to do. If I remember correctly, my Iron Flame by Rebecca Raisin should be arriving today. If it does, like, I'm not sure if I'm going to start reading that or continue reading the Little Bookshop on the Seine. We'll have to see. I have to see. I mean, because I should be done this book in a couple days and then I could read that. So far, I'm liking it. Right, the main character, she's being told that she's too American and that she just needs to, like, you know, let it go, and that she needs to be able to take some time off so that way she can go see Paris before she has to leave, because all she's doing is working from sun up to sundown, which you see, you know, which is not something that she's used to doing, but, you know, that's about it. Right, well, I am getting quite antsy to get going with the rest of my day, so I will hopefully catch up with all you guys later. I'm loving this. I'm loving like the time daylight savings and how it's so bright out right now. I'm sure in a couple days I won't like it because it'll be dark as soon as I get home, but you know, we'll have to take it as it comes, right? But anyways, hopefully everybody's doing alright, and we'll see you on the next check-in. Alright, bye! Hey, hello, welcome to today's little snippet of reading. And today's reading Dippit is that people from Iceland read more than everyone else. And I think that kind of tracks because it's just so cold out there, and like, what would you do? Right? I feel like it's so isolated from the rest of the world, like, makes sense. Right? But anyways, I digress. As you can see, Iron Flame has arrived. Yes. Woohoo! Right? And that, I'm so happy that it did. It's kind of funny though, but as you can see, the edges are sprayed. Just black. I've never had a book that has had sprayed edges before, even though it's just black. Like, just, that's something really awesome and cool. Right? Now, ready? Burn it down is what it says, like right here. The and fourth wing, it said fly or die. Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't notice that before. Right, so it has arrived. I can't wait to start reading it. Right, but I kind of like want to read Fourth Wing again before I start reading Iron Flame, just because like I feel like with Fourth Wing, I was reading it, but I really wasn't reading it at the time. So like, I'm not too sure, even though like I think it'll just be okay if I just start reading it. I don't know. Plus it's a pretty thick book. It's like over 600 pages. So I'm pretty sure I don't want to be carrying that book around with me when I like on my work's lunch and everything like that. So I think I'm just going to be reading Iron Flame when I get home, but during the day, alright, I mean, you know, it could be one of those things I just get over it, just like I did with Fourth Wing. I'm going to start reading The Hate You Give, right, by Angie Thomas. Now, you may be wondering what happened to the Little Bookshop on the Seine. I finished it yesterday. that I literally did not really knit at all, and it sucks because like I only have a little bitty ball left. If I would have stayed up late, I probably could have finished knitting, but I was like, no, sleep, right? So I started reading the Little Bookshop, and yeah, and there is like a little mini story at the very end called The Bookshop on the Corner, which is like, so the Little Bookshop on the scene is, or the Little Bookshop is Sarah's friend Sophie's bookshop, and she goes to Paris to go sell in it. The Bookshop on the Corner is actually Sarah's bookshop, and it talks about how she met Reg, right? So it's a cute little love story, but I read both of them, and it was like super cute. I think with the storied life of A.J. Fikry, the Little Bookshop on the Scene, and The Hate U Give, well, mainly just these two. I've been debating whether or not I should unhaul these two because I'm not really sure. But now that like I've read them, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna, like at the end of the month, like next month, I'm gonna unhaul these two, right? Because well, now that I'm going to have read them, I have no reason to keep them. Especially The Hate U Give, because it's like a library withdrawal book. But yeah, still, right? So I think this will be the great kind of pairing, right? And then, you know, then I'll read Iron Flame, or maybe one day in December I'll read that now, right? Instead of later. I don't even know. Maybe by then my Book of the Month books will be here. Not too sure, right? But I'm really thinking that, you know, you have to go with what you feel and how you feel. And how I feel is that I need to finally get some books out of the way so that way I can move on and do other things, right? Just like I'm so excited to almost done my knitting. I should be able to get that done at the end of the day. If not, I'm probably going to stay up as late as it takes for me to be done it, right? Just the knitting part, and then I can do the crochet part like tomorrow or something like that. Like, I don't know. But anyways, right? Yeah, that's just kind of it. Got Iron Flame, finished the Little Bookshop on the Scene, and gonna start reading The Hate U Give. So, yay, go me. Alright, well, I hope everybody has a great day, and yeah, we'll talk to you later on the next reading Dippit. Alright, so today's reading Dippit is that there's a tradition in Iceland where people exchange books as Christmas gifts, which I think is so super unique, right? And you might be wondering, so I didn't get any reading done yesterday, right? But I have The Hate U Give in my work bag and Iron Flame by my bedside table just so I can start reading. But what's this pile of pink, you may ask? Well, I finished it. So here we have the hat, right? I didn't actually really make the hat, but I was able to stitch on the beak to the hat. That was so super cool. And then we have, of course, the mittens that peekaboo open, so that way you can have access to your fingers, right? And you can cover them up, right? And then the creme de la creme, the infinity scarf. Yeah, right? Now I thought like putting like the border on it would like make it uncurl a bit, but it has not done that. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's just like with this hat, there's like an elastic band in it to try to make it I know I need to like unstitch it and restitch it tighter, right? But the scarf, it keeps curling because I just knitted it so tightly, right? And the scarf does go around twice, but you would never be able to tell where I stitched it up, right? From the if you're just looking at it. So, but I do need to wash the mittens and the scarf because of the fact of the matter that that like I had spilled a drink a couple times and it got on the yarn just general maintenance of it. So I'm hoping with washing it it'll help uncurl the scarf a little bit, but I have a sad feeling that it won't. Or maybe I should just what should I do? Like, wash it, and then let it air dry flatten it. I don't know. There's just so many different things like I could do and I should be doing. But yeah, this is my scarf right now, right? I am so happy. And I was kind of right that if I just stayed up a little bit longer last night or the night before, I could have like finished the scarf. It wasn't like that much more effort, but at the same time, because I'd spent the entire night knitting, I may not have been able to finish it. Whereas like last night, it was just, this is all I had to do, and I was able to finish it. So you never know. You really never know what's going to happen and things like that. But anyways, it is done. I am done. I can wash it. I can start wearing them. Right? I'm loving it. Loving life. I can now move on to other crafts and do other things. Right? And I think that's like the most, like the biggest relief of it all, is that I can actually go and do other things, right? Which is the most enjoyable part of it all. So maybe that's what I'll do tonight, is I'll just like unstitch this, the elastic band from, oh, it's already kind of starting to come off, go me, from this hat, and then I'll re-stitch it in, right? Which would make it a little bit easier for me to make it a little bit tighter. And, yeah, I don't know. Go from there, loving life, right? Need to wash it, but on to new and better things, better crafts, right? Time to move on, start anew. Alright, bye! Alright, good morning everybody, and today's reading Dippit is that Hugh Weaver was the founder of the Guinness Book of Records. No, of World Records, just the records, right? And, yeah, so I didn't actually get any reading done yesterday. I had to work all day, quite literally, but what I did end up doing, and it was just, work was just so busy that, well, I did have time to read yesterday at my lunch, but I didn't want to. I wanted to watch some TV, so that's what I ended up doing. Right, but I promise I'm going to try to read some of The Hate You Give tomorrow, or not tomorrow, today, because I definitely want to get that book done this weekend. Oh my gosh. Right, but what I did do last night was I undid the elastic, and I re-stitched it in. I don't know if you can tell. So now it's like a lot tighter, so it's going to fit a lot nicer on the head, and I like it. And it's kind of like a page boy hat, and I definitely got a face for these kind of hats, so it's going to look super good now. And it's super tight. It's going to look super awesome. Loving it. Right, when I first did it, I knew that I would have to eventually redo it, but I was like, no, it's fine, it's fine. Right, and then like yesterday or the day before, when I was like looking at it and I was like showing you guys like the combo, I was like, no, like if I'm literally going to be wearing this out there and about, like it needs to be tighter. It's just didn't like the way that it was in there, so redone it. Looks super cool now. Excited to wear it, right? And, well, this is kind of, because it doesn't really cover the ears, it's more kind of like a fall summer jacket or hat, right, versus a winter hat. I could still try. I mean, like, I did knit myself a, little, like, headband to go over, like, my ears, last spring, so I could do that, but it's a clashing pink, but, you know, semantics, right? It's kind of like one of those weird things that last winter and then this winter as well, I ended up like making myself like a new hat, mitt, and scarf combo, and I've done the same this year. So maybe that will be my thing, is that every year I just make myself like new winter accessories. I don't know, right? There's just so much that I want to be doing, right? There's so much I could be doing, right? Anyways, right? I digress. I'm going to be trying to read more, right? And then I was thinking, so like pro tips of things that you can do to get yourself to read more is definitely audiobooks and getting books digitally. So I was thinking that maybe I should do like a video, or a themed video, where say all I'm doing for like a week or for however long is just reading the Percy Jackson books, or just the Lisa Jewell books that I have, or just reading on my tablet or digitally, like for a week, right? And yeah, I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I gotta think about it more just to make sure, but I definitely want to make sure I get the Percy Jackson books in before the TV show starts in a month, even though I could probably just get away with reading the first two, but you know, you gotta try. Yeah, you know, fingers crossed I get them all read. But anyways, that is it for me. We'll catch you in on the next book update. Thumbs up. Have yourself a great day. Alright. Bye. Alright. So today's reading Dippit is that Alice in Wonderland was based on a real 10-year-old girl named Alice Liddell, which I think is so super cool. Right? But I did not get any reading done because, you know, I went last night to see The Marvels, which I think is so super cute, super funny, loved it, enjoyed it, would suggest other people go see it, right? But I did go through like my pouch of like yarn that I had, and I realized something, right? And the thing that I realized is that, what you hear in the background is that I am making myself a pot of tea because it's, you know, Saturday, I'm up and good time, started laundry, and I do not need to go anywhere for the first time in what feels like forever. I mean, this time last week, my gums were frozen and I was getting cavities filled. Right? But I was able to get, you know, 90% of my Christmas shopping done. Yay! Go me for getting Christmas shopping done. Yes! Right? But anyways, I went through my yarn and I realized that like this kind of like yarn is really more like thread. So you could use it for if you were into like needlepoint, or I forget what it's called. It's like called cross stitch. Or you were into like sewing and you had like a spindle you could put this on. This would be great. Like, I do have a sewing machine and I do know how to sew, but I really haven't like used it in a very, very long time. So I would never end up using it, right? So I'm going to give it back to my friend so that way she can use it, right? I think that she would really enjoy it because she does cross stitch, right? Or I may give it to somebody that I volunteer. No, have to give it to her mom because, you know what, she does sew. She made me this hair scrunchie, right? Love it. But with all the other kind of, so I ended up going through and finding all like the little bitty, like small balls of yarn, and I've all rolled it in this big ball of yarn. I'm going to crochet this big granny square. This is how I started. I did this last night. I'm a faster crocheter than I am a knitter, and I'm going to. It's going to be a big granny square. It's going to be this like little blanket, lap blanket. You know, something to throw in the car. It's going to be mismatch of colors. It's going to look weird, but it's made with love because it came from me. And so if somebody's having a baby soon, this is what they're going to get. And it's going to be like a boy, obviously, because of the blues. Right? But I thought that was like just going to be a quick, easy craft that I can get out of the way after because I'm done the mittens now. And the hat mittens scarf set, which I am, you know, which is in the laundry. And which I'm so happy that it is because now I can start wearing it everywhere and showing people, you know, just like really just, you know, showing it off, right? But anyways, that is this, right? That is that. That is what I spent. Other than going to the movies, that's what I did. But, you know, now that laundry's going, gonna have some tea, redo my nails, because, you know, it is Saturday, that's what you do. Well, I usually do it Friday night, but, yeah, once I'm done my nails and laundry, I'm gonna crochet some until I, have to go back to, or have to go to my, my volunteering, right? Thumbs up to that. Enjoying everybody. Right, hope everybody has a great and wonderful day, and yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Alright, okay, catch you ladies later in the next reading update. Alright, so today's reading Dippit is that the Latin translation of Winnie the Pooh made it to the New York Times bestseller. Whew, that is something for sure. Alright, so yesterday I didn't actually get any reading done because I decided to stay up super late, I may regret it later, to actually finish crocheting this little blanket. Aww. So I must say, first off, I originally was like making this for a boy, but now that it's done with the color scheme, I'm like, it's more like a cotton candy kind of blanket. So I think it's more for a girl. And two, for some reason, I actually thought it was going to be a lot bigger. So I think it's like good size for like a doll, to like tuck in your doll with or something like that. So I am going to give it to like my niece, I think, for Christmas. I think because, you know, I think I might be giving her a doll, so it'd be nice to, you know, she can just tuck in her doll again, right? And, but yeah, I am kind of like proud of it, right? Because of just like the way I started to crochet at the beginning, the middle green part is kind of like indented a bit, but you know, whatever, right? And I ended up crocheting with this like one kind of like around the edges, this white yarn. It's a different kind of yarn. I guess it really wasn't a yarn, it was kind of like a shoelace kind of thing. Anyways, I liked that I ended up last minute putting it on the blanket because it made it nice and stiff and stand up a little bit more. So it was a good idea. Ended up staying up way too late for it, but it is what it is. I do like it. Right? Done. Right? I did a craft in like a day, a little over a day, but yeah, so I am going away kind of like midday. So that being said, I must, like, oh, I don't know, I do not know how much reading, if I will be able to get any sort of reading done today, but that is okay, very much okay. Because, well, later on tonight I'll be able to. But, yeah, like I want to just be able to go to my event, come home, relax, and not overdo myself as one does from time to time, right? But I think it's just going to be a great and wonderful day, and I'll be coming home and reading The Hate You Give probably. Now that I'm looking at like one day in December, even though it's November, that I'm thinking, well, winter is coming, right? And this is a book that I tried to read last year, couldn't get into it. And I think I started reading it November 20th, which was like when the book starts. 2009. Let's see. No, December 21st. Yeah, that's when I started to read it. I don't know. Really could not get into it, but I don't know, maybe I'll start reading that. I feel like I need to wait for December to start reading it, but I'm not too sure. You know, gotta keep your options open, right? Whatever you're feeling at the time, right? But anyways, this is what I think. This is, and I guess this is the end of the week's vlog. I just gotta thank everybody for tuning in, right? Just mainly more crafts this week than I was reading. Kind of binged a book, and then, yeah, I guess, started off the week with binging the Little Bookshop on the Seine, and then ended up the week binging crocheting a blanket, right? That's just kind of the week it was. If only I could create more balance, right? I guess like I knew that I should have waited to finish this today, but I was like, no, just have one more episode, and then, you know, 3 episodes later, and here you are, right? I'm happy I got it done, and on to new and better things today. Alright. Thumbs up. Hopefully everybody has a great and wonderful day. And, yeah, we'll catch you next time. Or next week. Alright, I hope you have a great week. Alright. Bye.